said Santa's sleigh on the front of it over the windshield. Out of curiosity, I thought I'd follow it to see where it headed. It went right over to one of Ron Plummer's spots, and Santa backed it in there real pretty like he'd done it before a time or two. I didn't disturb the driver at that time because I know that you guys don't like to be interrupted when you're getting your rig all set up. But after I finished my bike ride, I stopped back over there to see if I could catch a glimpse of the person who was driving that motorhome to see if it really was Santa. Apparently, he's pretty good at this RV stuff because he already had the awning out and he was sitting under it in a lounge chair reading a book and sipping a can of Diet Coke. I got my courage up and went over to him to get a closer look. He was wearing blue jeans with suspenders and a white t-shirt, but he had that distinctive long curly beard and the big roly-poly belly. I thought to myself, can it really be Santa? So I said, Santa, is it you? And to my amazement, he said that it was. We talked for a little while, and I finally got the nerve to tell him that we were having a Christmas program here tonight, and I wondered if he would come so I could interview him for all of you. At first he was reluctant, but his beard looked a little scraggly, so I offered to trim and shampoo it for him tomorrow if he would agree to do this interview, and he finally said okay. The first thing I wanted to know, of course, was, what are you doing here, Santa?
Well, all the gifts are wrapped and ready, and the reindeer are fit and raring to go. And my red suit just came back from the cleaners. So since my preparations are a little ahead of schedule, I asked Mrs. Claus if she'd mind if I slipped away for a few days to play golf before my big night. And she thought that was a fine idea because it would give her a chance to do some shopping. I'm going over to the Diamond Valley Golf Club tomorrow and hit a few golf balls and try to get in 18 holes.
Well, that's really nice, Santa. And if you need a partner, I'm sure you can find someone here tonight who would be glad to go with you. Now, the next thing I've always wanted to know is this. Why do you wear that funny red suit?
Well, I wear this red suit because it's bright and cheery. People know me by the suit, and the children like it, and I don't plan to change it.
You said you're all ready for Christmas Eve this year, but have you ever come close to not being ready?
Well, yes, once or twice. One year several of the elves came down with the flu, so we lost a little time. But also one year it was snowing quite heavily at the North Pole, and the sleigh was buried. But with the help of the other reindeer, we managed to get it out just in time.
Speaking of reindeer, is Rudolph still the boss of the reindeer team?
Well, Rudolph thinks he's the boss, although he does have a special talent using his big red nose to find our way in foggy and snowy conditions. Each of the reindeer have their own special talent. Prancer, for example, is very good at reading street maps, and Vixen is a good organizer. Ho, ho, ho.
How many elves do you have at the North Pole, Santa?
There are quite a few. Sometimes I lose count, but I believe it's right around 4,000.
And who gives you Christmas gifts? Is there something special you would like this year?
I usually enjoy a quiet Christmas evening with Mrs. Claus. We have a lovely roast and lots of vegetables for dinner and a bit of Christmas pudding. Then we exchange gifts. This year I would really like some big woolly hand-knit socks by Mrs. Claus. Oh, oh.
You know, I think everybody would like to know how you managed to deliver all those presents to every house in the world on Christmas night.
Oh, I can't tell you that. That's a secret.
Okay. Well, what's the best present you've ever given Mrs. Claus for Christmas?
Oh, the one thing Mrs. Claus she enjoys is a night out of the kitchen, so we go out for dinner and then dance under the northern lights.
Santa, do you really know who's naughty and nice?
Well, I have found that most children are nearly always nice, but I rely on their parents to make that judgment, and I try not to get involved in family disputes.
What type of food and drinks do you like people to leave out for you? And what about the reindeer? Do they still like carrots?
I'm quite partial to an apple for a snack while I'm doing my rounds. Sometimes I really enjoy a small piece of Christmas cake and a little glass of sherry. It depends on the weather, though. I try to maintain a healthy diet through the year, but the Christmas is a special time when I indulge a little. As for the reindeers, they love carrots, but they also enjoy some crunchy celery or peanuts.
Did Santa have a little sherry tonight? Do you have reserve reindeer just in case one of them gets sick?
I have an alternate plan in case one of them is unavailable, but they are in training most of the year like me. They get plenty of exercise preparing for the big event, so they're not likely to miss it. Although one of them did pull a hamstring one year and he had to spend some emergency physiotherapy time. So things worked out well.
How do you cope with the stress of that night, Santa?
I love a nice hot foot bath and a bowl of soup while sitting in front of the open fire before I leave for my big trip. I find that relaxing puts me in a cheery mood. I really love my job, so I don't find it stressful at all. It was an excellent career choice.
And what do you do the rest of the year?
I spend a lot of time supervising the toy making, and I like to check out the latest trends, so you may find me doing some market research and product testing on my internet to find the most popular toys. I also attend some safety council meetings to ensure that the toys are of the highest quality and are safe for all little boys and girls. I try to have 1 week off each year before Christmas. I like to go somewhere warm and sunny like Helen, so I can enjoy swimming and golfing.
How much longer do you think you could continue at such a frantic pace?
As long as there is a Christmas, I will be part of it. Oh.
And what's going to happen to Christmas if you retire? Are we going to still have presents?
I have no plans to retire. It's really up to the children how long I will do this. I had thought of branching out and releasing a few music singles, though. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I know quite a few Christmas songs. My present job keeps me pretty busy, though, and there will always be a Christmas. The hope and joy of the season doesn't really need me, but I have tried to keep it along in my own way.
And do you have a special message for my friends here tonight?
Enjoy yourselves and try to keep Christmas in every day. You know, Christmas isn't only for children, it's for everyone, young and old. Ho, ho, ho.
Well, thanks, Santa, for agreeing to do this interview. I know this is your special quiet time before the big night. So this is really a special thing that you did by coming here tonight. I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, too. And I'll be over tomorrow morning about 9 o'clock to trim your beard for you, okay?
Oh, Santa could always use a little trim. And besides, Merry Christmas to all, and be very careful driving home tonight because you don't know who's going to be going over 10 miles an hour in the park. Thank you.